The clothes on the floor have been there for 3 weeks. You see them every day. You think about cleaning them every day, and every day you don't. Not because you're lazy, because something about that pile feels almost safe. Here's what nobody talks about. When your room is messy, there's a strange kind of relief in it. Like you don't have to perform anything in there. You don't have to be organized or together or functioning. In the mess, you're just you. Raw, unfiltered, unseen. And for a lot of people, that's the only place that exists. The world outside demands so much. Clean clothes, composed expressions, answers that make sense, a version of you that looks like you have it together. But in your room, nobody's watching. Nobody's grading. The mess isn't a failure. It's the one place you're allowed to fall apart. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because it's not just about being tired. It's about what cleaning means. Think about the last time you tried to clean your room. You picked up one thing. Then you got distracted. Then you got overwhelmed. Then you sat on the edge of your bed and stared at the wall. That's not laziness. That's your nervous system hitting a wall it doesn't know how to climb. For people who grew up in unpredictable environments, homes where love was inconsistent, where effort didn't always lead to safety, where doing the right thing still ended in chaos, the brain learned something early.
Why start something if it's going to fall apart anyway? The mess isn't apathy. The mess is a memory, a body-level belief that effort is pointless, that order is temporary, that things never stay fixed for long. And there's another layer. Cleaning your room means confronting it. Every drawer you open has something in it. Old receipts, forgotten journals, things from a version of you that had different plans. A cluttered room is also a cluttered timeline. Every corner holds a mood you haven't processed. Every pile is a decision you didn't have the energy to make. And cleaning forces you to touch all of it, to decide what to keep, what to throw away, what to admit you've outgrown. That's not a cleaning task. That's grief. Some people can't clean their rooms because cleaning their rooms means feeling things they've spent months not feeling. The energy it would take isn't physical, it's emotional. And emotional energy is the one resource nobody warns you runs out first. Here's the part that really stays with you. The mess becomes its own kind of shame spiral. It starts small, one bad week, a few things left out. But then you don't clean it.
And the longer you don't clean it, the worse you feel about not cleaning it. And the worse you feel, the harder it is to start. Because now it's not just a messy room, it's evidence. Evidence that you can't cope, that you're falling behind, that something inside you is broken in a way other people aren't. So you close the door. You stop letting people in. You start building your entire world around making sure nobody sees the room. And the room gets messier, and the shame gets louder, and the distance between you and the person who has their life together just keeps growing. But here's what's actually true. The room isn't the problem. The room is just where the problem lives visibly. The real weight is the exhaustion of holding yourself together everywhere else and having nowhere to put that down. The real weight is a nervous system that never learned it was safe to maintain things because things kept falling apart. The real weight is years of not being taught that you are worth the effort of order, that your space deserves care, that you deserve care. And nobody tells you that the reason it feels impossible isn't a character flaw. It's a nervous system that's been in survival mode for so long it doesn't know what rest and maintain even looks like. You're not lazy. You're depleted. And depleted people don't need more discipline. They need to understand why they're running on empty. The room will get cleaned. Maybe not today. Maybe not perfectly. But when it does, it won't be because you forced yourself. It'll be because somewhere, quietly, you started to believe that you were worth the effort. And that shift, that doesn't start with a trash bag. It starts with this. Knowing that the mess was never really about the mess.